guys, it's Stitching with Your Besties. I'm Tracy. Thank you so much for joining me again. I'm really appreciating the comments and you guys watching my videos. You probably noticed that I did not have an intro on this video, and that's because someone had posted that the video was too small on my second video, which I think is because I have some of those photos in portrait and some of those photos in landscape. When I do the intro, and it's taking on the portrait kind of sizing. So if that video was too small, I apologize, but I'm going to rework the intro. I just didn't want to have to wait before I did that by making this video. It's been about 2 weeks since my last video, and I just wanted to come back and show you guys what all I've done. I've ordered way too much, so that's going to be a long part of this video. But welcome back. Again, I'm Tracy, and this is Stitching with Your Besties, and I love having you guys all here. Okay, so what did I do this last 2 weeks? Well, first of all, I would like to say that in the last 2 weeks, we Americans have gone through quite a lot in our political system. And while I don't want to speak to anything political, I do want to ask if you're a praying person to pray for our country. There's a lot of turmoil going on, and I think it's probably going to get a lot worse before the election. So if you can kind of pray, if you believe in God's hand over this country, I would certainly appreciate that. So that actually happened 2 weeks ago tomorrow. Today is Friday, July 25th when I'm recording this. That was one of our first major events. And then we have our president who has bowed out of running for the next 4 years. So if you can just give us a prayer, we definitely need it. We would appreciate it. Okay, so what did I do those 2 weeks? Well, 2 weeks ago, my grandson celebrated his 9th birthday, and we took him out to dinner and celebrated him, and he's a precious soul. So we went to Texas Roadhouse and had a wonderful time just celebrating him, and the whole family went, so that made it even more special. Sometimes, you get somebody's working, somebody's out of town, so when you can have all of his family on our side go, it was perfect. After that, they went to Florida. Mom and Dad went to Florida with their kids, and I didn't see the grandbabies for the week, and I have to say it was quiet, and I kind of missed them. So there was no Nana Day during that week, but got a lot done. Had breakfast with a girlfriend, stitched a lot. I am trying to work on decluttering. We've got a basement, and that's where my studio is. And when my mom's house was sold, all of her crafting stuff came over here, and all of her memories and photos and all that kind of stuff. And so it kind of overtook my studio as well. So I'm trying to go through that. I'm trying to save what I want, throw out what I don't, make copies of those things that I do want to keep, and then maybe toss the physical. It's time to get everything under control. So I've spent a lot of time in the last 2 weeks working on that, a lot of time stitching. I do have vertigo issues, and I had a bad bout earlier this week, so I've done quite a bit of stitching, so I'm kind of proud to show that off. So another thing, got some TV watch this week. I don't watch TV per se. I basically watch YouTubes, mainly Flosstube, camping tubes, people going to all kinds of national parks. I love that. Cooking, love that. But anyway, we don't kind of watch a lot of TV, and every now and then someone will say something, so we'll go search for a show. And what I've been watching that I have found fascinating or entertaining is The Gentleman, and I believe that's on Netflix. It's a very good show, very rough language, but unfortunately I think that's in most of our TV shows at this point. So The Gentleman was very fun and kind of raucous. I did watch, finally finished off Peaky Blinders. We had we waited for season 6, put that on the back burner, and then it came out and we just never got to it. So we finished off Peaky Blinders. That's an excellent series. Because of Priscilla with Stitching with the Housewives, I went down a rabbit hole in the Karen Reed trial. She is right. It is nuts. I obviously went down the rabbit hole late as Priscilla started talking about it. And so I know what happened with that trial, but I'm trying to catch up on some of the testimony. And if there's going to be another trial, I'm going to try and follow that. If you're into crime, I said this to my dentist the other day, if you're into crime, that's something to go back and just watch the testimony. It's very fascinating because like Priscilla said, it definitely seems like somebody's not telling the truth. So also, if you guys have Hulu, The Bear, it's a show about a chef, very dysfunctional, bad language again, but excellent, excellent writing, excellent show. Kind of different than anything I've ever watched. It's almost like there's not a start and an end to each episode. There's not a start and an end to a season. It's strange, but I don't mean to say strange bad. I mean to say that it's, you know, a different format, I think, than what us older folks are used to. Remember the days when we got to watch Cheers and Seinfeld and all that, and they kind of wrapped it up in 30 minutes? That doesn't happen on The Bear. So that's about all that's going on. Still trying to stay away from the heat. Georgia has been in a deficit with rain, and this past 12 days my sprinkler systems have not gone on, so we've had a good bit of rain. It's been lovely. Still working in my garden, not as much because obviously it's raining, but just kind of getting through the summer. I'm sure you guys are the same way. I mean, tell me about it. I don't know where it is, how it is where you're at, but yeah, this is the muggy, nasty time in Georgia. So anyway, I want to get started on my whips and show you. I only have one whip, y'all. I'm a monogamous stitcher. I've told you guys about this, but currently I've left my patriotic stitching, and I've decided, I just had it kitted, so I grabbed it. I'm that type person. I just kind of grab what's ready. So I'm stitching with the Housewives, and I don't have the chart on me. I'll post it right here in the video. I'm stitching Trick or Treat by Stitching with the Housewives. She's so cute. She is so cute. I started her on July 21st. Today is July 26th. So I've been working on her 5 days. She's the one that I was working on when I had vertigo. So I sat on Monday and Tuesday of this week and kind of kept my head down and just kind of stitched. So I love her. I'm going to name her something. I don't know what I'm going to call her. I don't want a traditional witch name, but I'm going to figure out something. But she's precious. Someone posted, I think, on the Stitching with the Housewives group that you need a lot of bamboo, and I agree with that. I think I'm actually going to run out. I think Priscilla told us 2 strands, but I think I'm going to need a little bit more. I made a mistake here where I only did one of the purples, and I had gotten down to her skirt probably about here, and that's when I realized, and I was like, crap, do I have to take all this out? I took it all out. I frogged it. And there is a couple of mistakes that I was able to, you know, like this little guy right here, these are in the wrong area. So I just kind of made him a little different shape. But I like how it's turning out. I just love this. This is stitched on 14 Aida chalkboard. I prefer chalkboard over black. And then it's all called for colors. I do think that I'm going to stop buying as much classic colors work, you know, the fancy flosses, and try and use the DMC that I have. Most of my charts are now saying Classic Color Works, and I have all this DMC, so I may do some conversions, but she is just so cute. I just love her. So I'm hoping to have her finished pretty soon. I haven't sat down today to stitch, but pretty soon. So here's hoping, right guys? But that's Stitching with the Housewives, Trick or Treat. Again, I think this came out in 21, but I wasn't here. Oh, I'm sorry, but I wasn't stitching at the time. So that's my current WIP, and now I want to show you my finishes. So I did work on Liberty. I actually won this from Stitching with the Housewives, and Chelsea sent it my way, and I started it on a Sunday and finished it on that Wednesday. I'm pretty proud of myself. Thank you everyone for your tips on doing a whip stitch. I just took some floss, probably black because I have a lot of it, and just went around the corners. I still have some shredding, but it's not getting to where the floss is, so that helped. Thank you so much. But here's my stitch. This is a lot of ribbon red. So I had 2, I needed 3, and I dug around in my kits to see if I could find another ribbon red, and I found it. So I did get some ribbon red on order, but I was able to finish the piece while waiting for that to come in. I was a little nervous that I wasn't gonna make it, but oh y'all, I love it. Symmetry is my jam. You know, it's just gorgeous. I love the flags. Perfect time to stitch it for my country. So again, I started on a Sunday, which was last week, and finished that Wednesday, and then I started a little witch. So that's Liberty, Stitching with the Housewives. So that's a finish. And I also finished, and I think this was my WIP last time, was Land of Liberty, Heartstring Samplery. And I did finish it, and I'm loving it. I feel like this might already be on my last video maybe. But I've already got the this stuff on the back, that stuff on the back. It's very small. I think I did this on 36 count. I know I did on linen, 36 count. Color is Milk and Honey. It's Edinburgh linen. So I finally finished that. Love, love, loving it. And if that's in my last video, I'm gonna remove that from this video. So those are my finishes, and let's talk fully finished objects. I actually went downstairs into the studio, which is a nightmare. And anytime something's a nightmare, I don't want to be in that area. But I went downstairs and got some finishes done. I was proud of myself, and I want to show those off. So I'm trying to do, I've mentioned before in my videos, I'm going to try and do a Prairie Schooler Christmas tree. It most likely won't be this year. These will probably get hung on the main Christmas tree until I can get some more Prairie Schoolers stitched up. They're easy to stitch up. It's just a matter of sitting down and doing it and not doing other stuff. So I did finish Snowy Night, the Prairie Schooler 2023 Santa. I wanted to show it to you guys. I put it on a backing board. There's no fabric behind it. What I did do was put some mini pom-poms, glued those on, put a little gingham hanger, and then tied a bow, and I just think he's so cute. So that's my 2023 Santa. And then I also was able to go down and do my 2021 Winter Woods Prairie Schooler Santa, and this time I changed it up a little bit. I put it on a black board behind the stitching, and then I got this really thick green ribbon, tied a bow as well, and added the pine cone in a little green. So I'm excited to put those on my tree this year. So that's my second finish. And my third finish, I finally did Farm Fresh. I've showed you guys this as a finish, but not a fully finished. So I took the Farm Fresh and I put it on this green striped fabric that I actually used to make curtains in my camper, and back that with a board, put it on this orange square that you can get at Hobby Lobby. I'll show you one. I've got another one recently. Put it on the square, and then put my pom-poms around, my very small pom-poms. Those are found at Amazon, and I think it turned out great. I love the green with the green. I love the pom-poms. It kind of makes the white pop, but it sits down perfectly because it's on this square. So that's my finish for Farm Fresh Pumpkin Pie with Stitching with the Housewives. Can't wait to get my fall out. Okay, so those are my finishes. I guess the next thing to talk about is haul, and hopefully my husband does not watch this show. Sometimes I order stuff, you know, cross-stitching stuff, and sometimes I just go with what I have, and that's why you'll see me, you know, grabbing something and just stitching it. Maybe it's out of season, maybe it's lemons, and, you know, we're definitely far from spring or summer. I mean, we're still in summer, but you know what I'm saying. So this time I did happen to go out with my granddaughter. We went to Hobby Lobby, and then I've got a few things in the mail that I'd like to show you. Hobby Lobby was having 40% off its fall, so you can't, you know, can't beat that. Also, it had 40% off its fall fabric. So for my witch, I'm going to show you, I think this is going to be so cute. For my witch, I did get some fabric at Hobby Lobby. So I've got orange and black, orange with black dots. And then I got a really beautiful dark kind of purple. And so I'm hoping if you see my witch that once I back her, let me go ahead and just do it this way. Use those two as two backings on backer board. So I think that's going to be really pretty. I believe I'm going to get the same pumpkin that Priscilla got and mount her on that pumpkin with these two backing the actual stitch. So I got those two. They were 40% off fall fabric. Actually, I'm sorry, the purple was not because it was in a different section. Not a big deal. Again, I like to buy small things that might be able to attach to a frame or attach to a block, you know, that might be able to kind of give me a little bit more of a robust finishing piece. So I thought this was so cute, so cute. And if I can't find something to stick it on a cross stitch, I'll put it on my 3-tier trays. It was originally $3.49 and I got it for $2.49. I also got these two guys, exact same idea. If I can find something to put them on, a frame, a pumpkin, you know, whatever display I have. This one has the beads with an orange bead, and this one just has plain white beads. Love both of these. Let's see if you can see them better if I hold it up this way. These were $2.49 each, and I got them for $1.49. So that was a great deal. Again, I showed you this just a second ago, but it's just basically a black thing. Even though it's cute cuddle weather, I'll probably stick some sort of cross stitch on there, just like I did the pumpkin pie. This was $6.49, and I got it for $2.09. Can't beat that. This has nothing to do with cross stitch, but I'm going to show it to you anyway because it's cute. I actually think I'm going to put this on my 3 tiers. So sorry I'm showing it to you. I may use it at some point in a cross stitch finish, but look at how cute. Those of us on our 3 tiers. This is $8.99 and I got it for $3.89. You just cannot. I mean, that little hello fall, the little beads, those might go on a, I think it might have been off screen, but that hello fall, those little beads, so cute. I collect gnomes. So I'll do something with this, and it may go on some cross stitch. All right, so what I got from the shops. Oh my goodness. So I wanted to show you guys, I ordered from Lady Dot Creates, my very first, and I actually opened this. She, you know, sends it to you beautifully wrapped, but I haven't looked at these. I just opened it so you guys didn't have to hear me crinkling. But I went to her and got some finishes because I was low on finishes. So I got some teeny tiny Sequoia mini pom-poms. Sequoia is the color I've got, and I thought that would go pretty with some of my Prairie Schooler Santas. I got some Rick Rack, and it's classic Christmas color from Lady Dot Creates. That's beautiful. Sorry if the thing is kind of shiny. Kind of didn't want to take them out so I could remember the names. This is Chianti, and it's also Rick Rack for Christmas. I thought that would look great on a Prairie Schooler Santa. So we got that from Lady Dot. Oh, y'all, this Mossy mini pom-poms. I spent too much money. This is Chianti mini pom-poms. It's the same color as the Rick Rack. It's just mini pom-poms. I mean, they're so cute. Y'all. Okay. This one's called Algae. Absolutely love it. It's kind of got a slight grunge effect to it. Algae, Lady Dot creates, and it is Rick Rack. It's beautiful. And the last thing from Lady Dot I got was Witch Face Green. Perfect color for my Halloween finishes. So just kind of wanted a little bit of variety. I was definitely not having enough finishing trims. So I love that. I also got from Fat Quarter Shop a Vintage Country Mocha 25 count Lugana. It's 25 count. It's something that I'm gonna have to probably try and research why I bought this. There is a chart that needed 25, and I think it might be a Lindsay chart, Primrose Cottage. I've never stitched on 25, but I went on ahead and purchased that. So I will kit that up in my kit and let you know what that is. I also got some floss, just things that I needed. So I got some blue, some DMCs. I think this is, I know what this is for. It's that one that is patriotic. It's not the 4th of July rules, but it's the other one, America, and I needed the blues to match. So I will put down what that chart is. I've already got it, I just need to find it. Got some blues so that I can do that one. I also got some Weeks Dye Works and some Classic Color Works. Those are the ones that I ribbon reds. On the Weeks, I've got Louisiana Hot Sauce. Again, it's just something that I needed to start another chart. And I believe it's Lindsay's 4th of July, but it's not the rules one, it's the other one. Then I got my Floss Fix, and I've got 2 of those since I last saw you. I am in the Floss Fix of the month. This was July. It was Golden Star, Goldfish, Granny Annie, Grape Pie, and Grasshopper, and Green Onion. And those are just absolutely beautiful colors. Absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to use these. I do love being in this club for right now, because I was out of cross stitching for so long. A, I didn't know what fancy flosses were. B, I'd like to kind of build up my supply. I know it's only 1 skein per color at this point, but at least I'll have all the colors, or if I can. I started later than when they started doing alphabet. This is my Floss Fix from June that I did not show last time. These colors are absolutely gorgeous as well. And they are Frozen Margarita, Garden Trellis, German Chocolate, Ginger Snap, Gingerbread, and Glazed Carrots. In case you're not familiar with this, Fat Quarter does this per month, and you get 6 strands of color and 6 skeins of color. And right now they're going down the alphabet. So that's how I'm getting each one of the flosses. I also had to do another purchase. So on these, I've got Ribbon Red. Again, this is probably for Lindsay's thing that I'm gonna stitch. Stargazing, Old Lace, and Cherry Cobbler. So more patriotic stitching in my future. I told you guys last month that I wasn't quite ready to stop because it is July. And the last, I want to show you this. I had to order some carving pumpkin, and I got that from Color and Cotton. So I've got that as well. So I'm getting some floss, y'all. Woo! Again, let's hope hubby does not watch this. All right, and the last thing I wanted to show you is Be Stitch Me hand-dyed silk. I've never stitched with silk. If I showed this on my other 2 videos, I apologize, but I have an idea for it. This stuff is gorgeous, and Lindsay put out her Snapdragons tribute, and I do have some deaths. My in-laws have passed, my stepfather has passed, my father has passed. My mother's toward the end of her life, and so I thought, oh, I think I'm going to do the Snapdragons with this color. It is called Seashell, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I saw someone do Lindsay's Valentine Quaker, I believe, with this, and knew I wanted to go buy it. And so I think I'm going to do the Snapdragons in that, and then I believe I'm going to go ahead and add each one of them as a memory of my immediate parental figures onto that stitch. So I'll show you guys when I start working on that. And believe it or not, I think that's my last of my haul. I hope I didn't talk too fast. You know, I tend to do that. Okay, and all that floss is going to be used for some PDFs that I purchased through the Etsy shops. I'm going to be doing 4th of July rules from Primrose Cottage. I purchased All American Cross Stitch from Primrose Cottage. I'm going to be doing Honeybees and Flowers Please from Stitching with the Housewives. Hello Summer, I told you guys about that in my last video from Stitching with the Housewives. America the Beautiful, I'll be stitching on that. I've got that chart purchased with Stitching with the Housewives. Flower Market from Stitching with the Housewives. I'll be working on that. I've got that purchased. Blessed Beyond Measure with Stitching with the Housewives. I've got that purchased recently. And Honeybee Boulevard Stitching with the Housewives. I've got that purchased recently. So they had some sales going and I kind of went in and misbehaved. So that's my haul. Again, don't expect much haul next go around. I did get another backer board that I will show you in the next video. I've got that on order and it's come in, so I'll show you that. It's for my hive rules when I stitch that up. So, all right, so let's move on to who am I watching? Well, you probably already guessed that I'm watching Stitching with the Housewives with Chelsea and Priscilla. I love seeing them every Saturday. It's just become a routine. Again, I told you I went all the way back to the beginning and watched them from the beginning. Kind of loved going through her pregnancies, you know, because I was doing it at a fast pace, watched COVID happen with them. And so it kind of brought back a lot of memories. You know, when you go back and watch something from the beginning, that at that time, I think they had been on 5 years. So I love watching them. I watch Chris the Camping Stitcher. I love her. She reminds me of one of my dear friends here in Georgia. I love watching her channel. The Sable Stitchers, I love watching those two ladies. They are Kansas City Chiefs fans, and you know how I feel about that. But I just love their sense of humor and their dynamic. It's fun to watch the Sable Stitchers. And as we all probably know by now, Sable Stitcher stands for stash beyond life expectancy. Stash accumulated beyond life expectancy. So I love watching them. I watch Sally Stitches and the and ... always means that Sally may bring up something else. So I love watching Sally. And of course I watch anybody else that kind of pops up on my screen. I just need to kind of write those down. But I do have my favorites that I look forward to them when they come out. All right, so the last thing I wanted to talk about with you guys is in 6 days I have a big birthday coming up, and you know, just between us besties, you know, we always share things with our besties. I'm struggling a little bit with it. I'll be turning 60, and 60 always felt like you know, your winter season, and I definitely feel like, man, I'd like to go back and, you know, raise my 3 kids and be driving to downtown Atlanta daily, and the chaos and, you know, the need for people to need me and me to be a mom and a wife. And now I'm just kind of stuck with the old guy, you know, the guy that kind of burps and farts and snores and, you know, drives like an old man. Well, I don't think my vow said better for worse, and especially when you get old. So anyway, I'm struggling. I really am. I'm making light of it, but I know age is just a number, and I'm grateful to be here. But you know, you do start realizing, you know, there's there's a finite time. And so I'm going to go away for the weekend with my husband. He's surprising me somewhere because he knows I'm struggling. But I'd love to have your thoughts. I'd love to know what moisturizer you use. If you have, I walked into the dentist yesterday and the lady behind the counter was like, "How old are you?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm 2 years older than you." She has none of this. She had no wrinkles. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life, and my mouth is full of lines. I guess it's drinking from a straw. But anyway, I'd love to know, your thoughts. I'd love to know how you keep yourself youthful. I do work out in my yard daily. I'm getting my exercise. I'm eating healthy. So I try and keep myself, youthful that way. But it is a struggle, and I just wanted to share. It's a struggle. So question of the video, because that's what I like to end with, is what moisturizer do you recommend for a dry combo skin? If that's what you use and you found something that you feel like really works for you. I have dry combo skin, and I don't know if it's the foundation I'm using, but the magnifying mirror is horrible. None of us should buy a magnifying mirror, but we need it to see the flakes on our skin and the hairs on our moles. This is getting way out of hand, isn't it? Anyway, I'd appreciate any input you can put. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you so much for your comments. I'm sorry if the last video was way too small. I will work on that. That's why there, again, is no intro on this video. Karen is doing great. Again, she's just very busy, but she will join me someday. I look forward to talking to you guys online. I hope we can be besties, and I hope you have a great 2 weeks. I hope to see you again in the second week of August. Kids will be back in school. Nana will be less tired. Life will move on. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. I should be back in 2 weeks. Hope to see you guys then.
Oh, best friend. That's my best friend.